Happy St. Patrick's Day. You know, I got to tell you, when we heard this was happening on St. Patrick's Day, I started thinking to myself, is it a coincidence? But as Margaret Casalina would say, there are no coincidences, because every day I say how lucky I am to have all of you on Delaney's team. So the fact that we're here together on St. Patrick's Day, the day of luck, is no coincidence. And for me, that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is the day that we find the cure. So enjoy today. Also, a little housekeeping from yesterday. I was told that I had to translate for you all what kafelling means when I said that I was kafelling over Justin. It's kind of a Jewish grandmother's way of saying, I'm so proud of you. So with that taken care of, let's start day 2. So welcome to our second and last day of our VLC 2018. I hope that you loved the first day every bit as much as I did. And the conference and the award dinner last night, and congratulations again to everyone who won those awards. And for all of you joining us live stream, I hope you've gotten your coffee and your breakfast and you're joining us as we have our breakfast. It is now my pleasure to introduce Maureen Fraser, Senior Vice President of Field Management, and Molly Riley, our National Director of Volunteer and Donor Relations, to the stage. And they were going to celebrate some chapter volunteers and recognize them for their outstanding achievements this year. So, Molly, Maureen.
We are happy to share some of the shout-outs that all of you submitted over the last couple of days. It was so much fun doing that last year, so I know that there will be great stories this year too. So the first one is from Jillian Bonanno, Greater New York. Advocacy Day in Albany 2017. Just wanted to shout out to Melissa Schiffman. You're awesome. I love working with you. You are a true inspiration to me and Jacqueline. Next is from Karen Blank, Central Ohio chapter, about Finest. Our Columbus Finest event was the most successful we have ever had and blew way over what we had budgeted for it. So go Scott Sherwood for putting on a great event. And this one is from Annie Licklighter, I think, Indiana Festive Ale. Pulled off an awesome rebrand of the wine opener into the Festive Ale, new location and look and time of year. Our new goal for this event was $65,000 and it made almost $70,000. Great job.
Okay, Elizabeth Pollard from the Delaware Valley writes, I am proud that our team Matthews Marchers has raised over $100,000 in the last 8 years. Go Matthew Marchers. Oh, Bonnee Binker from South Florida. 5 years ago at our first kickball tournament, we made $3,000. 2 weeks ago, we made close to $55,000. Shout out to Jerry Socherman. Yay, Jerry. Carolyn Clow from Wisconsin. Wisconsin had its first ever State Advocacy Day, February 13th. Thank you to Zoe and Megan for coming to organize us. Yay, Wisconsin.
This is Justin Davis, Western PA, Pittsburgh 50 Finest, record-breaking net of over $500,000. And Jamie Roney, Georgia, for Cars and Q, bringing in over $330,000 last year. We're excited to see what this year will bring. And Brittany from Charlotte, shout out to all of the first-time attendees from the Charlotte chapter.
Amy Rivlin from the Maryland chapter is giving shout out to Melissa Shawn Smith for their tireless work for 30 years. Chris and Norleen Tarleski from the Northeast Pennsylvania chapter. Guests of this Alex's Athletes Great Strides Wrap event enjoyed paired wines and menu items at 3 different restaurants all in one night, raising over $14,000 for the cystic fibrosis in a first-time event. Congratulations. And my son needed insurance like ASAP. He was 27 and out of time. Compass was a godsend. They helped us through this process. Thank you, CFF and Compass. Yep.
This is from Jennifer, Northeast Texas. The event is Touch a Truck. 3 successful years under her belt, raising over $40,000 with many more years to come. And Grayton Pinkston from the Georgia chapter, Tomorrow's Leaders. Cheers to Lila White for leading Tomorrow's Leaders and totally rocking it for the Georgia chapter. Lori Yoder, Greater Illinois Cycle for Life. This event has been unbelievably fantastic in relation to engaging adults with CF. So many riding their bikes. It's inspiring for me and humbling when they pass me by on the ride. Love this event.
Melissa Schiffman, go mom. You kicked ass. Love, Chloe.
She did.
Indiana Purple Tie Ball. Talk about innovate with courage. The rebranding and creation of the Purple Tie Ball brought true professionals to a blind fundraising competition where the last place candidate raised $17,000. Oh my goodness. And the first year event netted $312,000.
Lori Yoder, Bourbon and Bacon, Greater Illinois. This event grows significantly every year, 3 years strong. Great job identifying a unique event that draws people with no connection to CF. Here we go. And Mark Fisher from Washington. Mark and Ian Fisher, upcoming 8th annual Summer August Family Picnic at the Lake. Having a hard time reading this, but it was a wine tasting and soft fundraising.
Kelly Bullington from the Arkansas chapter writes, a small struggling walk had new life breathed into it when an adult CF patient stepped up as event chair. She was a key in building momentum, engaging local businesses and sponsorships, and exceeding budgeted goal. Her passion is fueling this walk to greater heights. And Peter Hodge from the Fort Lauderdale office writes, super nice kid, top receiver in the NFL, heart of gold, desperately wants to cure CF. Cleveland, take good care of him. And another shout out to Georgia, being #1 in Great Strides again. Is that a, Mark, is this a hashtag or a pound? Georgia is awesome.
Great job. Thanks for sharing that. So, as teammates together until it's done, you are really needed to help us accelerate the innovative medical advancements that we heard about yesterday, that we will need until we reach our ultimate goal of a cure. So this has been a full 2 days of research updates, stories from our community. You've attended fundraising workshops and shared ideas from across the country, and some of you even marched on Capitol Hill. Each year, before we say goodbye to old and new friends, we ask that you take what you've learned over the 2 days here and share it with others in your chapter and the local community. So we have 3 important calls to action as you leave DC and make your way home tonight or tomorrow. 1 is to support the efforts to recruit, engage, and steward chapter supporters and volunteers. 2 is to support the Foundation's fundraising events. and 3 is to advocate on behalf of the CF community. So Molly will now elaborate a little more on each of these actions.
So first, in your efforts to support your chapter's volunteer recruitment, engagement, and development activities, we ask that you recruit 1 or 2 new chapter volunteers, attend your chapter's annual volunteer recognition event, and promote membership in tomorrow's leaders. Who doesn't want to help Justin with that army of fighters that he talked about last night? Second, to ensure we continue to raise the funds needed to help us achieve our goal of a one-time cure, please join or form a Great Strides team, attend at least one of your chapter's signature fundraising events, and consider a contribution to your annual fund, major gifts, and/or legacy giving. And finally, to continue to support our CF community, if you haven't already done so, become a CF advocate and sign up for advocacy action alerts. Promote and encourage attendance at local CF Foundation Cares events, and don't be shy. Do what you do best and tell your CF story to engage and inspire people to act on their legislative issues. I know we can all do this when we go home. Raise your hand if you're going to do it. Thank you.
So thank you all for being great teammates and being with us until it's done.
Good morning. A big thank you to Molly and Maureen for all they do all year and for making this a great conference. I got to say, this is true dedication. After last night, I had to leave the bar early a little bit, but many of you are still there and you're here this morning. That's incredible. A special thank you to the people from my side of the country in California, where it's still 5 a.m. But now it's time to introduce Amy DeMaria for the next session. Amy's the Senior Vice President and Chief Communications Officer. Well, I can't even talk this morning. And she'll discuss why it's so important to continually engage supporters and highlight some messages that can help you effectively inspire others to join in our fight. There will be questions and answers at the end of her session. It's my great pleasure to introduce Amy.